Good evening, everyone. It is John C. Morley here, serial entrepreneur. It's great to be with you. It's May 18th, 2024. It's a Saturday, in case you guys didn't know. Welcome. And it's the kickoff of a brand new master topic. That's right. We start on Saturday. We roll all the way through the week, and we finish up on Friday. I don't know if you guys catch my hat. Believe me, achieve.com. Definitely check that out after the show. You can get lots of my great content, as well as follow me, support me, and don't forget to like and love TikTok. Guys, we're trying to start streaming to TikTok very, very soon. We're streaming lots of other places. So again, whether you're here at 8:22 p.m., 8:22 a.m., 3 a.m., 3 p.m., or maybe even 6 a.m. or 6 p.m., doesn't really matter. Thank you so much for being here with me and continue to grow our downloads. Really pleased, ladies and gentlemen, with the growth in the last, I would say the last month or two. We've really been hopping. Very, very happy to see not just our numbers going up, but a stability in the number of downloads every single day. So I am really floored about that, and I am just so grateful. So thank you so much. Inspirations for your life, ladies and gentlemen, in case you guys didn't know. We've hit some pretty amazing numbers. We are now with Inspirations for Your Life. We are at our 950th episode as of yesterday, and we are at we're over 100,000 downloads. I mean, that's just like, that's crazy, right? It's amazing, and our next milestone will be 200,000. So I am very, very grateful for all of you guys helping me get this content out to help make your lives better. So I got a great topic for you tonight, but before I get that, I want to share something with you, which is actually I'll call it the weekly master topic, and then of course we'll get into what the nightly topic is. So the weekly master topic is understanding auditory precision and its impact, of course, on our lives, right? So that's what we're going to talk about this whole week. And let's get right into the first point. That is why you should be able to hear a pin drop. Series 3, Show 21, episode number 1. Incidentally, ladies and gentlemen, if you are looking to be a guest on Inspirations for Your Life, it's really easy. You can simply visit us. You can comment, all some great things. You can also go to go.oncehub.com, and you can apply right on there by just going to /IFYL. That's IFYL show guest. So go.oncehub.com /IFYL show guest. Please pick a 15 or 30-minute pre-chat, and we'll see if you are someone that we should have on the show. Remember, we're not a sales show, ladies and gentlemen. We are here to provide quality information. I can't tell you how many people that go through our channels, and we find out that they're trying to sell a product or service, but they're not looking to pay to advertise it, so we can't do that, right? Of course not. So do play fair. Anyway, I want to let you know, when we think about a pin dropping, maybe you're in this room and it's so quiet, and all of a sudden you can just hear a pin drop, right? The reason we want to be able to hear a pin drop is because it's a heightened environmental awareness. So people always ask me, hey, John, when somebody says to you, can you hear a pin drop? It means, are you very attentive? Are you able to literally focus all your attention on your hearing for just a moment? And when you can focus all your attention to hear that pin drop, to hear that very subtle sound that you would miss if you were not paying 100% attention. So why else do you want to hear a pin drop? Well, it's fun, right? And incidentally, if you've ever done this before, you can go somewhere it's dark, you can put lights on, but just be alone and be quiet and take a pin and drop it. Now, you can have a friend do this for you. You can do it with a bobby pin. You can do it with a safety pin, any kind of pin. But you'll find that the smaller the pin, you will find that it's hard to hear that drop. Now, you can hear the drop maybe on a tile floor. You're not going to hear it on a rug, that's for sure. You could hear it on a piece of plexiglass if you drop it on that. You could hear it on a concrete floor, right? Does it make a ting sound? What does it do, right? So you could be aware of that. Maybe you've heard a pin drop before and you're like, oh, yeah, I know what that means. Well, great. Go ahead and get better at it, because the more you do it, the better you will become. So why do we want to learn how to be able to hear a pin drop? Well, it's going to increase our communication skills. That's pretty cool. So how does listening for a pin drop improve our communication? Well, it's because we're able to put all of our attention on one spot and focus on it. And this empowers us to do some amazing stuff. So a lot of people will miss the pin drop, not because they're not smart or anything like that. It's because they're not focusing for a moment. Have you ever had a friend or a colleague or even a family member start talking to you, but it's like they miss things? So when you can tune yourself into the drop of a pin, that's pretty cool. I mean, that's so cool that it will blow your mind. I mean, really, really cool. It will blow your mind. All right, guys. So communication. When we can pay attention to those subtle sounds, whether it's a pin drop, whether it's somebody's voice, whether it's a whisper, when we can pay attention, we won't have to ask them to repeat themselves. So number one, they know we paid attention. Number two, we were active listening. We weren't listening for enjoyment in this case. We were listening so we could literally hear what was going on. Maybe there was a piece of information in there. Now, with a pin drop, there's not too much that's relevant to maybe change your life. But what it can do is it can actually get us to become better listeners. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. So just practicing, that's right, practicing pin drop listening. Practicing listening for a pin drop will increase our communication. And so active listening is pretty cool. And I'll tell you, it's something you got to pay attention to. I think people a lot of times want to listen, but they can't always. And so when we learn to be someone that can hear, the gurgle of water, the bubble, a pop, something so quiet. Now, it's not that noise is quiet in general, but sometimes it can be very quiet because we're able to listen to it very acutely. Maybe our heartbeat, right? Can you hear your own heartbeat in a room that's quiet? Sure you can. But if you've never practiced active listening, then this might seem impossible. You just need to practice. You just need to practice. That's all it is. It's not hard. All right. So thinking about this, I want to share another reason you want to be able to hear a pin drop. And that is to enhance your cognitive functioning. Okay. So practicing listening to a pin drop will increase our cognitive. That's pretty cool. Our cognitive functions that are. So we talked about active listening. Our brain pays attention to things and it tries to put the puzzle together in our life. Sometimes the puzzle doesn't go together very well. So we have to go away from it. And then we can basically come back with a new look, a new direction. So just being able to focus on a pin drop is a great exercise to make you a good student at any age. Listening for that pin drop, the tap, the click, right? What does that sound like? And I know when I was went to all parochial and private schools, when Sister Mary would drop that pin, okay, she'd be at the front of the classroom, and it'd be like like a linoleum floor in the school, and she'd be like, if I can't hear this pin drop and you can't hear this pin drop, you're going to be getting detention. And everybody just went silent. And she took a pin out of a pin cushion or something, and we all watched her take the pin at the top, and then we watched her release it, and everybody was so quiet. And we heard the pin not just hit the tip, we heard the tip like a little crack sound, and then it fell to its side, and we heard that too. And she's like, did you all hear that? What did you hear? I heard a light tap, then I heard a ping. Very good. What did you hear? And so she says, now, the next time you guys are noisy and I take my pin out like this, I better be able to hear it drop. And if I don't, you'll have detention. Well, that became a very interesting, let's say, antidote for us, because whenever we saw the pin, we were like petrified because none of us wanted detention. And it wasn't just one, it was the whole class getting it. So even if I was quiet and other people quiet, but somebody else was noisy, we were like, hey, be quiet, be quiet, be quiet. We don't want detention. And people started to develop a respect for the pin. Another teacher of ours used a safety pin that you don't have to be as quiet for. And you can hear it make a couple sounds. So that's really, really cool. All right, let's move on. Professional advantages. When you are known to be a better listener, people will trust you more. People will give you more responsibility. Okay? People will seek you out. But if you're not a listener, then they won't. They won't. And the reason they won't is because they feel you're not the right person. You don't have the right skills. Now that sounds pretty cool, right? But just like what Sister Mary did and other people did, I think it's amazing. And I think if you can just put yourself in a position where you got to be able to hear a pin drop. Now, it takes some energy, ladies and gentlemen, to listen to a pin drop. If I said to be silent right now, I'm not going to do this, and just hear a pin drop. If I was to take a little pin that I have here in my desk, a small one here because I have a couple. I'm going to get one that I think you guys can hear. I'm going to get one a little bit bigger. And actually, this pin that I'm getting, I'm going to get a screwdriver. It's not a pin, but watch what happens when I drop it. Did you hear that? All right. What I have that's close to a pin here, I don't have a pin, but I have something that's very close to it. Watch what happens when I drop this. Did you guys hear that? Made a little clap noise, right? What if I do this? You hear it drop there, but you didn't hear it drop in my skin. Right? There's no real resonance there. But if I do this, it bounced, it hit the laptop, it came back, you hear it, it made two sounds, a tip and another one. So I think that was pretty cool, right? And so if you're a better listener, more people are going to come to you for advice. More people are going to give you the title as leader. Now, leader is something you have to earn. You don't just get it. But being a good listener is a big part of the journey to becoming a great leader. All right, let's move on to another point. That point is early detection of hearing loss. Okay. Now, that might not be a big deal for you, but I will tell you that just taking care of your ears is very, very important. Very important. I remember when I was in, I don't know, I think it was like, I'm trying to remember. I think it was like when I was in maybe 5th or 6th grade, and my grandmother on my dad's side, his mother, told me when I was listening to music that I should always listen to it softly because, first of all, it's going to be gentler on my eardrums. And second, it's going to preserve my hearing. I think that's important. When you hear or see somebody shouting at you, it's because they haven't taken care of their hearing. When I have headphones on or not, I always make sure that the sound is not blaring. Now, why do people want things loud? They feel that that's what they need. And the more that you listen to something loudly, the more that people will actually damage their eardrums. That's a real serious problem. I mean, that is a really, really serious problem. So I picked this topic this week, ladies and gentlemen, why you should be able to hear a pin drop, because of Sister Mary and because of all these things that hearing can do to our lives. When we know how to hear properly and clearly, it's like we've opened up some hidden doors. And these doors allow us to have access to something that we didn't know existed or that we even had the ability to understand. Listening and paying attention to the sound of a pin drop, or you can use a paper clip or whatever it is. And if you put attention to focusing on that pin drop, that paper clip, whatever it is, a clothespin, you'll find that your ears are going to become more sensitive to be able to notice these sounds. You don't want to blast things in your eardrum. Don't want to do that. You also don't want to yell. So this is going to be a really fun week where we're going to talk all about a very interesting premise. And you know what that premise is by now, don't you? Sure you do. And that is understanding auditory precision and its impact. Later on in the week, we're actually going to talk about an animal, a certain animal, and how this kind of animal, this insect, I should say, is able to hear. Or do they really hear? They can hear almost anything. Stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen. I am John C. Morley, serial entrepreneur. It's been an amazing privilege, pleasure, and honor to be with you. And I thank you for getting me to over 150,000 downloads and continue to help my channel grow. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Please do check out BelieveMeAchieve.com for more of my amazing, inspiring creations. Hey, and why not check out John C. Morley Behind the Mic, 9 p.m. Eastern, every Saturday night, where I just give you a backstage pass to some very priceless information that might just help you to be successful a little sooner. Have yourself a fantastic rest of your evening, ladies and gentlemen, and I will catch you when? Tomorrow. Take care, everyone.